Hello and welcome to a new video. I thought today I would do a tag that I have actually done I think multiple times before, but it's been a while, and that is the books and makeup tag. Does anybody do tags anymore? I don't really think so. Does anyone do this tag anymore? Definitely not. It's super old. But I want to do my makeup today, so here we are. So I have the questions pulled up on my phone, and I haven't actually picked out any of my answers because I want to kind of pull off of specifically my 2024 books that I've read so far. Question number one. Also, I've got my little snowman Christmas mug with my coffee in it. I've got some Christmas fireplace vibes going up here. I have my little cat. I was gonna make my bed, so it was, I mean, my room's a mess no matter what, and I think that's just authentically me. But look at her sleeping in the corner in there, so I can't make my bed. I can't move her. Anyways, question number one. Primer. Do I have my primer in here? That is the question. Yeah. So I believe this is the only primer I own. This is the Rare Beauty primer. It's the little mini illuminating base primer. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if primer does anything, but we're doing it. Also, I need to do sunscreen first, actually. I'm going to use the COSRX Vitamin E Vitalizing Sunscreen 50 SPF. This is one of my go-to sunscreens, but I also am looking for another one to try. I think I'm going to try the Naturium one, the tinted one, next. And then I also have the other sunscreen I use. I'm just not using today. Oh, it's not in there. Okay. Because I'm gonna wear foundation. This is tinted. This is the other sunscreen I use. The Skin Better Science Sun Better SPF 75. I don't often buy products from my esthetician, but I bought this. I was right. I don't like it, so it's fine. It's not worth the money. I had a gift card. I did not actually spend any of my own money on that, so it's fine. Pick a book that left a lasting impression. You know, let me put my sunscreen on and think about it, because I don't freaking know. Book with a lasting impression. I'm also going to put some lip balm on, so my lips are ready for later. I don't know. You know what I'm going to talk about, actually, is the one and only nonfiction book I have read this year, and that is You Will Get Through This Night by Daniel Howell. This is the cover. This is a nonfiction book written by a YouTuber, my favorite YouTuber, that I've been watching for 10 plus years. I'm a very big fan. This is the primer, by the way. It's a very shimmery, like, it's not going to focus, whatever. There we go. Like a very shimmery base. And I do like that aspect of it. It gives you a little bit of glitter. But You Will Get Through This Night is a practical guide to mental health. And I read it at just the time when I needed it. And I think almost I read it like kind of just before when I needed it, like in a way that, like, I read it and then like a bunch of stuff was happening and my mental health was doing even worse than it already had been, but I was able to kind of refer back to some of the things I read in the book, and that really helped. Is still helping. I should be speaking in the present tense. I think I don't read a lot of nonfiction, let alone self-help books, but if I'm gonna listen to self-help, it's gonna be from someone that I have like admired and watched for a really long time, and so that I think made it really enjoyable. He was able to really combine humor and a dark sense of humor. I already am someone with a dark sense of humor, and then you put on top, I chose the craziest career I possibly could have. I'm a nurse, and you have to have a dark sense of humor to do that. So I really enjoyed being able to experience that like lens on mental health, where like he was very honest and very like like, sometimes it just gets dark and that's how it is, but you know, here's what you do when that happens, and here's, you know, ways to work through it. Sometimes you don't work through it, sometimes you just sit in the sadness for a while and then, you know, you go from there. So I really, really, really enjoyed the book. I think it's gonna be one I'm always kind of rereading. Like, I'm always in the middle of it. And like when I finish it, I'll just start it over, because I think it's always something that's going to be useful for me as someone who, I mean, everybody has mental health, obviously, but as someone who is learning to take care of her own mental health and realizing, like, I haven't, so being able to like learn those kind of coping mechanisms and stuff, and just have a good laugh with Daniel House. So definitely a big fan of that. The next step is foundation, but I think I'm gonna put lashes on. So hold please. Following my train of thought when I go to edit this is difficult. Anyway, I'm gonna curl my eyelashes, put my fake eyelashes on. But let's talk shows, because I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately. I haven't been watching a lot of TV. I've mostly just been watching Dan and Phil, like the aforementioned book. But also, I just did a rewatch of a show called The Artful Dodger. So it has a lot of really good people in it. It has Thomas Brody Sangster, is that his name? From The Maze Runner. Love him. It has, like, really, I adore him. Played my favorite character in The Maze Runner, so. And then it has Maya Mitchell from The Fosters, if you remember that show on ABC Family. Also loved that. And then it has Lupin from Harry Potter. Big fan, obviously. So I watched it when it came out a little while ago, last year or earlier this year, and adored it because it has everything I could want in a show. It's a historical romance. These are my lashes, by the way, that I just ordered off of Amazon. Oh, it's a show. It's called The Artful Dodger, and it's about, it's like a retelling of the Charles Dickens, Oliver Twist. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know a single thing about Oliver Twist. I have not read it. I've not seen any adaptation that I'm assuming exists. I don't know anything about it. So I was like, I didn't even catch on, actually, that it was an Oliver Twist retelling until probably an embarrassing amount of time into the show. But anyway, he plays the Dodger, who was a character in Oliver Twist, who was kind of the foil to Oliver Twist. He was the bad kid who stole things, is what I kind of gathered. I don't know what Oliver Twist is about, so I don't know. But he now is grown up. It's like 20 years later. He's living in Australia, which at the time is a colony of England. It's, I don't know what year it is in the show. I would say the late 1800s. Mid to late 1800s, probably mid, kind of based on their outfits. And he is a surgeon, and it has created this hyperfixation in me in knowing like all the details of surgery in that time period and like medicine in that time period. It was a mess, and I love it. I don't love all the people that had to die because of like infection and the fact that they didn't have anesthesia or like adequate pain control, but it's so fun to learn about. So that aspect was so cool. And then you bring in an enemies to lover, blue stocking main character in Maya Mitchell's character, and it is just so much fun. I have gotten so many people to watch it. Well, I've recommended it to so many people. Exactly one person has actually started watching it, because nobody listens to me, but that's okay because I love it. And the reason I'm even bringing this up is because it just got renewed for season 2, which I'm pleasantly surprised by. I was not thinking that was going to happen because the first season aired a while ago, and I had just kind of given up, and I accepted that I would just be happy with my little one season, and that was that. If you like historical romance, you will love this show. If you like Grey's Anatomy, but make it the 1860s-ish, I actually don't know what year it is, you will like this show. It's so good. It's so fun. I had just the greatest time. Okay, I think, okay, lashes are on. I like these short ones a lot better than my long ones that I had on last week. Next, foundation is pick your favorite first in a series. And I think I am going to talk about My Lady Jane by Cynthia Hond. Why is the photo so blurry? There we go. My Lady Jane. And I'm going to talk about that one because it is a first in the series. It's, even if it's not a congruent series, I'm going to use my Rare Beauty foundation because it's my favorite and the one that I use. And it's like a nice buildable, and it's like I think you would call it a serum foundation. I don't know. Anyway, it's such a fun book. It's such a fun enemies to lovers. And I chose it as like my favorite first because it introduces such an interesting world and all that, and that it's a series that I don't necessarily know if I'm ever going to read any of the other books in the series. So I kind of like that it's the first, and my one, not, I don't want to be like my one and only introduction to the world, but like unless they were bringing those characters back, like Lady Jane Grey, and like all of the people in her world, I don't necessarily know I'd be interested in reading the other ones. So it's my favorite first in the series because I love it. I loved that book, but not necessarily am interested in reading the other ones first, so for some reason it just felt like the right pick. Because there are a lot of favorite firsts in series, like long series, that I love, but this one just felt nice. And I did really like the show adaptation too, even if it wasn't exactly like the book. I mean, they captured the essence of the characters really well. They did miss some pretty important details, but I'll let it go. For concealer, I'm gonna use the Il Maquillage. I've been using this lately. I have it in Fuck, I'm Flawless. That seems a little dramatic, but I have this matching foundation too, but the foundation's actually a little bit dark for me. The concealer, the color I got though, is fine. Pick a character you wish you could get rid of. I don't know. I know this is not proper concealer technique, technically. This is just how I've been really liking it lately because I have really dark under eyes because I don't ever sleep. I honestly don't know if I have an answer. I mean, recently I read Zodiac Academy, The Awakening, which is the first book in the series. And look, do I still think it's a possibility I could continue the series and eat these words and be like, just kidding, I was so silly, I actually love these books, they're the best? Possibly, it's possible, you know, never say never. But right now, I would get rid of all of the characters in that book. That sounds mean, but it's just not. I love this concealer. I love this concealer. I think I have the focus thingy on my camera because frankly I don't know how to turn it off, so I feel like it's kind of washing out the ability to appreciate how nice this concealer is, because it's like the photo filter is already a concealer. But anyway, I talked a lot about it in a recent reading vlog when I was reading the book, and I'm sure I'll talk about it more when I get around to filming my wrap-up for the month, because this isn't going up until December. I'm pre-filming all my like Vlogmas videos. Also, hi, happy Vlogmas. But I am gonna do a little more concealer because that's just like, I'm really loving just like the really solid face makeup right now. But anyway, the characters in that book, look, I don't mind a dumb character. That's not really an issue for me. But the characters in this book, they were beyond dumb. And I am not like a super critical reader. If you want silly little like fantasy, romance, like I'll read whatever. But the like, apparently there's a wall and I have found my wall. And I feel bad because so many people have recommended that book to me, and I was so sure I was gonna love it. And there's actually a friend at work, and she's like, oh my god, did you read it yet? Do you love it? And I was like, I'm just not in the mood for fantasy right now, but I might continue. And I still might continue. I don't know. I at least got her to tell me who the couples are to decide if that was worth my time. I can't tell you. I don't know, because all the characters in that book, I've never read a book with such toxic, evil characters. They're toxic, they're evil, and I'm not sure if I vibe with that, so I guess that's my concealer answer. Powder. How come there's no, oh, blush is at the end? I'm going out of order because I want to go in the order I do my makeup. I always do blush next, so we're skipping ahead. This is Rare Beauty's Blush in Hope. These blushes are famous for a reason. I adore them. I wear them every single day. I do want to try the James Charles painted blushes, though. I feel like those would really be cute. I think I'm going to use this on my eyes too, to be honest. The blush question is, pick a book that had some, who wrote this? Cringe-worthy romance. There's no such thing. There's no such thing in my world. I'm going to choose a book that has some of my favorite romance. And it was not cringy. And I'm going to choose one that is specifically a romance genre. A lot of my favorite romances this year ended up being in fantasy series, but those are not exclusively like romance books. So I'm going to choose, I know exactly what I want. Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams, my girl. I love Sarah Adams so much. I love her so much. A girl I follow on Instagram just got approved for her arc, and I'm so jealous. To be fair, I didn't even try because me and arcs just don't get along. I don't have the foresight and the ability to get my life together like that. Anyway, I love this blush so much. Should I do more? Should I do more? Anyway, Practice Makes Perfect is a book that I've talked extensively about on this channel for my 4 viewers. But it is about the youngest sister. It is a sequel, and I love the first one too. I just actually love this one even more. And it is about a girl who is trying to kind of break out of her shell, trying not to just be the good girl, the perfect little baby sister. She's trying to break away from that. Okay, that was too much. I overdid it on the blush. What can I say? Blush blindness is a thing, and I have it. And so blush doesn't take very long, so I finished that stuff. But she wants to break free. She wants to kind of get out of the mold that she's been put in. And so she is trying to get out and date, and it's not going well. And then she meets her new sister-in-law's bodyguard. Her sister-in-law is a famous singer. And so she meets the bodyguard, and he was like, I'll help you out. I'll give you some tips, how to date, how to and would you believe it? They fall in love. And I feel like I'm not selling it well enough. This book, like the comment, I don't know how Sarah Adams does it. I think she's got a camera in my brain. But her ability to write like a complex female character is unmatched in contemporary romance. Emily Henry this, Emily Henry that, I get it. Sarah Adams is being slept on. She's so good. Her characters are so complicated and so like emotionally complex and just so interesting, and like this character is my brainwaves posted into a character in so many aspects of the book, and I just adore it. I love it. I love it. I love her. It's a fantastic book. Let's go on to the next step. Again, powder you do last. Who wrote this? I'm gonna do a little bit of bronzer, even though that's not a step. Have to first find my bronzer. Years and years and years have gone by, and the Tarteist Pro Glow is all I know how to use. I'm just gonna use the Sculpt shade a little bit to add just a tiny bit of color back in, since I use so much blush. So I don't contour. My face is just too round for all of that nonsense. I don't know how to do any of it. I've been doing pretty much the same makeup look for 10 years, but it works and I like it. I just get nicer products, and I've been really like kind of into doing my makeup a little bit more. I'm gonna go on to to eyeshadow. Pick a book that has your favorite colors on the cover. Okay. I would say my favorite color is like a purple or a pink. So I guess I could talk about Lore Olympus. This is the cover of volume 5. This is a graphic novel. Did I read Heartstopper this year? I feel like that's got some pretty colors. I don't think I did. I feel like I've not read a lot of like pretty covered books this year. That sounds bad. So I guess I'll talk about Lore Olympus. Yeah, because there's nothing else here that has pretty colors. Literally nothing. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. It is what it is. Lore Olympus, I read months and months and months ago, so frankly I don't remember super well. And now I have to create an eyeshadow look. I haven't even picked a palette. But it is a retelling of let's just talk about that first and then we'll do the eyeshadow. It's a retelling of Hades and Persephone. It's really cute. I think the next volume is out. I need to get it and read it. They're just they're expensive to buy because they're graphic novels, so I don't have all of them yet. At least I don't think I do. But I really, really love it. I love a graphic novel. And I love a romance story, and I like how complicated and like twisty this romance story is, like, or just like the world in general. It's a retelling of like all the Greek gods in ways that you would never expect. It's like Percy Jackson, but romance and way more grown up. I wouldn't say it's appropriate for teenagers. And I just love it. I just love it. And the art style itself, that is so beautiful. I don't know how to describe it. It's definitely like digital art. Like she's drawing on Procreate, I presume, or something similar. I don't know really how to describe it past that, but it just is so beautiful, so pretty. I love the colors, and it's just so fun. And part of me was like, I would love to see it like adapted into film or something, or like TV, but like you wouldn't even be able to capture it. It'd have to be something animated to capture those colors and the magic, and I don't really care for like that kind of animated stuff. Well, maybe I would. Maybe it would be amazing. I don't know. But yeah, that's my eyeshadow answer. Let's actually do some eyeshadow now. Should I throw it back and use this? The Too Faced Chocolate Bar. There are really nice colors in here. Yeah, let's do that. This palette has seen better days. Look, it is what it is. I'm gonna start actually with this blush as my base on my eyes. And give it my eyes just like a little bit of color. I do this all the time because I just love this blush. It's probably the lipstick I'm going to wear today too, which is actually not in here. It must be in a purse, so, but whatever. So I love just adding just a little bit of like transition color with the blush, because then it like ties in and it just looks really nice. Look at her. Let's use my Milk Chocolate is the shade name. Just a nude brown. It's matte, just to start building a little bit of shape. I actually have no, what's the word? Like specific skill in makeup. I just wing it. I always have. I love doing makeup, but I just don't know anything about actual like technique is the word I was looking for. I just do it. I just go with it, you know? I should turn my Christmas tree on. I'll go turn it on now. Just pretend that was on the whole time. That would have really elevated the vibes. Dang. Anyway, going to build some more, I don't know. Semi-sweet is a darker matte brown chocolate. And yeah, like I said, I've been doing a variation of the same exact makeup look for a decade. And that's exactly what this is. I always do the same thing. And like I try to do other things and I just don't know how, so here we are. I'm going to use my favorite shade in this palette, that is Marzipan. You can tell it's my favorite because it's like almost at the bottom. But that's because it's the most gorgeous shade. And put that all over my lid. It's a nice shimmery like champagne. Oh, it just looks so good. I feel like this palette is a good selection of colors for my eye color. I'm going to do some of the, that's the wrong brush, Hot Chocolate shade. I'm gonna use the smaller brush to do a little bit of Cherry Cordial, which is a purple plum shade. This whole thing just like really gives Christmas. I'm going to just kind of put that in the corner. What I've been doing a lot lately is taking this Rare Beauty eyeshadow pencil, pen, marker, whatever you want to call it, crayon. The shade is not labeled actually, so I don't know what shade it's in. I'll show you. It's in this shade. It's beautiful and I love it. And I've been putting this directly in the crease and I've just been really enjoying that lately. Usually it's one I would put all over the lid, but like plopping it in the crease, I don't know, for some reason just looks really, really good in my opinion. And like only barely blending it out. I'm going to take Champagne Truffle on my finger and put that back in the center to brighten up that lighter shade. And I guess that's it. I kind of wanted something a little more special, but we'll get there. I can always add more if I decide. Let's see. I would do eyeliner next. I pick a dark and mysterious book. Have I read any dark and mysterious books this year? You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go with Sweet Nightmare by Tracy Wolff. So, I mean, dark and mysterious might be a little bit of a stretch. This is just a retractable eyeliner in brown from e.l.f. Sweet Nightmare by Tracy Wolff. And I'm actually just gonna do the bottom eyelash, or the bottom lash, not the top, because I put the lashes on and sometimes it's hard to like get my makeup off without ruining my eyelashes if I put eyeliner on. So Sweet Nightmare is such an interesting story, and it's definitely like, it feels a lot darker than Crave was. I mean, Crave definitely had its dark moments. I'm going to blend that. I know it looks crazy right now. This is really hard to do and talk at the same time. But I really liked the magic that was presented in Sweet Nightmare. Like, is very fascinating and kind of dark. His ability to bring nightmares to life, and that he's been doing it, and that like people are dying. Definitely dark and twisty, and I actually really liked it. It was a lot of fun in a horrible way. And just like, I mean, I feel like this is true in the Crave series as well, but like the fact that you can't trust any of the adults is what, I don't know, it just makes it such a fun read. I'm trying to just blend this out without making it look like I have a black eye. I'm new to the under eyeliner game. It's not something I usually do, but I've been trying to do it more lately because I feel like it looks good once I do it right. Like right there, I feel like that's okay. So yeah, definitely it's a not a scary story, but like the addition of the nightmares and everything definitely made it very, very interesting, and kind of spooky to read, and like watching everyone's nightmares come to life, and like all the different nightmares there were, the house setting on fire, and like the hurricane being an aspect of it, and just a lot of magical teenagers trying to kill each other. So yeah, I'm gonna do mascara. I guess I could have talked about this when I did my lashes. I'm not putting mascara on. Pick a long book. I've read plenty of them this year. I read Crescent City this year, so I'll talk about that quickly because this video is so long. I read the first and second Crescent City. I haven't read the third one yet. Those books are so long, but in true Sarah J. Maas fashion, they're very quick reads. I don't know what it is about her writing, and there aren't many authors that I feel this same way about, but they just flow and go so easily. Like, it just is so natural to keep reading, and naturally like just goes so quickly. So yeah, very, very big fan of those. I definitely need to get to the third one. I know it's taking me forever, but I'm looking forward to getting to that one. It's another really long book, but I actually think it'll be okay. So big fan of that. Next, let's do Eyebrows, a book you think everybody should read. Because I've made it this whole video and not talked about it yet, I think a book that everybody should read is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, and I think the whole series deserves more love. I know it probably actually, it was very popular when it was coming out, but I just feel like not enough people love it. I'm using Maybelline Total Temptation. This is like my go-to eyeliner pencil. I have it in blonde, but I've also used it in dark brown too when my hair was brown. I loved this series, and it's so addictive, and it's actually a tragedy there are only 3 books in this series, and that the second book is not even that long, or the third book, one of them, is not long enough. It is such a moving story, and yes, it's magic and it's vampires and it's fun, but the reflection on mental health and what it is to move on after a tragedy in that series, and like what it is to figure out who you are as a young adult. Fantastic, fantastic, 10 out of 10. I love that series, and I already like think about rereading it, even though I just read it a couple months ago. I had already read Carry On multiple times. I don't try very hard on my eyebrows, I'm gonna be honest. It's my least favorite part of makeup. I don't have good eyebrows. I just accept that and just try my best. So this is just clear gel to, I don't know, set them, even though I have like 6 eyebrow hairs. I just think everybody should read it. I think it's so underappreciated. I know it's a bestseller, but like I just feel like even more people should read it. And to create such a world out of something so like small from the beginning. Look at its hassles. To have written Fangirl, which is in its own right an incredible book, one of my favorite contemporaries of all time, and to take the fan fiction that she wrote, that the character wrote in that story, and turn it into this full thing is just crazy. It's so amazing. I didn't even show you guys the cover. I got so excited to talk about it. I'm going to show you the cover of the second one because it's prettier. Like, I just adore, hello, focus, there we go. I just adore it beyond everything, and I think everybody needs to read it and just learn from Simon's story and learn like acceptance and finding yourself before finding yourself in a relationship. Like, it's just so beautiful. I love them. And Baz goes on his own thing as well, like his journey to accepting who he is and what that means, and it's just amazing and beautiful, and I love it. Highlighter. I forgot to do highlighter yesterday, so pick a earlier. Girl, what is up with me? I didn't even read the question. Pick a book that brightens your day. You know, I'm gonna go with The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore by Laurie Gilmore. I would say it brightened my day just in how cutesy it is. I mean, 1, look at the cover. 2, it was a really, really cute story. I'm gonna use Tried and True. Does anybody use this anymore? Am I the only one left on the planet using this? Probably. That's fine. But there's still stuff in here. How could I not? I always just mix the 2 shades on the right. The other 2 shades are too dark for me. Look at me. Anyway, I think I need to do a little more, add a little more concealer back in. But this was a really cute story, and it really brightened my day because I would like to manage a bookstore and sell cinnamon buns and fall in love with a local fisherman who's actually really cute and thoughtful and amazing. So maybe it actually darkened my day because that's not reality. But I also just love the small town vibes in this story. So I think just that generally also kind of brightened my day because I just love the vibes, and like I wish I could experience those vibes IRL, as they say. Look, I'm brightening my face again. See what I did there? I still don't really like my eyeshadow, and I don't know how I'm going to fix it. The conflict was a little lacking, but they made it work in the end, so really I'm a big fan. Powder. I will do powder now. Oh, just knocking over everything. Okay, okay. Again, sorry, just sponsor me, Rare Beauty, but it's the only powder I have. The Rare Beauty translucent powder. I don't do powder super strongly. But the question for powder is pick your favorite last book. Look, we all know it was going to happen. I'm going to have to talk about Crave. The last book in the series, I love every book. The last book, I was psychotic and I sat down to start it. And I read the whole thing, and that is Cherish by Tracy Wolff. I love this whole series so much. And I fear I will always now compare any future book, like, well, it wasn't as good as Crave, so, but Cherish was amazing because it took the series, because the last book had ended so epically, and you're like, where are we going from here? Why are we even, like, why is there another book? Like, yes, there's a lot of questions to be answered, but like, how are we gonna do this? And it turned it so completely on its head that I would have never expected. Dude, the people in the Shadow Realm, I love them. I love that world. I love all the details. I love the purple. And then to take everything that had happened in the previous book in in Charm. Which Charm destroyed me. And to take that, and at the end of Charm, you're devastated because it's like it's all been erased. And you're like, why did I just read 600 pages just for it to be like, never mind. And then in Cherish honors that, but also acknowledges, yeah, look, sometimes life sucks and magic sucks. And it's just so good. It was the perfect ending. And the thing is, it's not an ending. There's more books coming, let's be real. She keeps teasing what I think is going to be a Jackson and Flint story. Barnes & Noble, bring back midnight releases so I can get a midnight release of this book. When Jackson and Flint come out, I'll die. So yeah, Cherish is the perfect ending in that it sets it up for other characters to step forward. Look, could I read a book about Grace and Hudson every single day for the rest of my life? Yes. But I am also looking forward to Jackson and to Flint. And Macy, she deserves more. Her life, so much happened to her. Everyone just needs, it just needs more. But Cherish was perfect because you had this epic, crazy ending in court, and then you had this weird, like, outside of time, literally, experience and Charm that I was so devastated to be like, what, how did we get here, what's happening? And then you get to Cherish and you're like, what are we going to do now? Because we've already had the grand finale. Where do we go from here? And it was perfect. The way we were able to tie up all these little tiny details that I had kind of forgotten about, and like just introducing more of the Shadow Realm, which I could read an entire series that takes place in the Shadow Realm. I don't know how to say his name. I've never looked it up. Mekhi, M-E-K-H-I, I think is how you spell it. Whatever. If he ever gets a series and it takes place inside of the Shadow Realm, I will be sat. I will be here. Let's do it. Him and the princess, like, literally, let's go. Do I have, let's add this to my eyes. This is ColourPop in Sweetser Avenue. It's just like a duochrome liquid eyeshadow, and that will be just the little pop of something that I need. I love duochrome. I love it. There we go. And then I'm just going to pat that in. I think that fixed it. Anyway, I guess I'm going to do this Harry Potter ColourPop, and I think this was Hermione's color, or at least I said it was Hermione's color, because it's like a very neutral. Anyway, I don't like the matte though. It's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. Your favorite book kiss? Well, if I'm being honest, actually, okay, I know I already talked about Carry On, but I'm talking about Carry On again because actually I do like that. I don't mind that. I feel like this is a very Christmassy look in my head. Did you even see my Taylor Swift bag? In Carry On, I believe it is the first, yeah, it's the first kiss that happens when the forest is set on fire. Baz may or may not be trying to kill himself. It's part of the vibes, you know? And Simon has to distract him from his little meltdown, and he's confronting him about the vampire stuff. And yeah, that first kiss is quite possibly the best first kiss in a book ever. So let's finish this out with some setting spray. Does setting spray do anything? I'm not sure, but that's why I only buy cheap setting spray, which maybe is why it doesn't do anything. I don't know. I apologize for how long this video was. I do realize it was way too fucking long. I'm aware of that. I talk a lot, and it's hard to talk and do makeup at the same time. Take this little clip out of my hair. I still need to go do my hair. The setting spray is really not drying down. Yeah, I like the duochrome. This is the final look, if you care. It's really, I had no business taking that long with these results. This is my normal everyday makeup. I just did like more base makeup. Oh well, I hope you enjoyed. Come back. I'm trying to do twice a week for Vlogmas. That's why I am filming ahead for a bunch of it. So I hope you enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!